I'm very excited today to have you hear 4 talks about recent work in social and affective processes across lifespan development. In addition to providing us with new information, each speaker will challenge us with questions about what we need to address to move this field forward. But before they direct you to where we need to be going, I want to place this field in its historical context, just so we can understand how far we've already come. Nearly 55 years ago, in 1962, results from a study were published in the journals of gerontology that examined 4 age groups. So for those with eagle vision, you can do this, but just trust me. These 4 age groups consisted of 250 total people divided into groups of people aged 50 in their 50s, people in their 60s, people in their 70s, and people 80 and over, and they were asked how often, either never or hardly ever, or sometimes or oftener, that they reported feelings of irritation, anger, boredom, or feeling lonely. What they found that irritation frequency decreased with age. 66% of those in their 50s said they felt irritated sometimes or more often, and only 34% of those in their 80s reported feeling so. Anger also significantly went down with increasing age group, as did boredom. Now, there was no significant differences in loneliness, although it was slightly lowest in the people in their 60s and slightly higher among those who were 80 and over. Well, nearly 50 years later, age differences were examined in these emotions among over 340,000 people. And they came up with similar findings. Anger and stress decreased with age. Now, they didn't ask about loneliness, as they did in the 1962 study, but sadness remained fairly stable in this sample. Now, these are very similar results across these almost 50 years, but they could not have been interpreted more disparately. In 1962, they saw these decreased emotions as indicative of a lack of a desire to experience enduring affect of any type. And this had social implications. These findings meant that older adults preferred fewer interactions. Also, as quoted from the article, that these interactions he retains be non-obligatory, non-instrumental, and non-productive of intense enduring affect. Social interactions were not important for older adults, nor was experiencing emotion. Now, in the 2010 study, again, we found very similar results, and these results were obviously showing us the result of increasing wisdom, and consistent with Laura Carson's socio-emotional selectivity theory, wherein older adults have an increased ability to self-regulate their emotions and view their situations positively. And inherent in referring to socio-emotional selectivity theory also was the implications that social interactions were vital and a source of strong emotional experience for these older adults. This comparison represents the importance of our theoretical constructs we use to form the questions that we ask and the way we are interpreting our work. We are so fortunate to have Laura Carsonson as our first speaker in this panel, because her socio-emotional selectivity theory and her positivity effect has changed our conversations about affect and social processes in aging. So we pivoted away from loss and recognized the strengths of aging, the motivational shifts that we see, and that related to these shifts then are more positive emotional experiences. And other researchers took this enhanced experiences that we were finding with age, and they attributed all sorts of reasons for why older adults were doing better, including losses. So people were looking at cardiovascular functioning and declines in cardiovascular flexibility and functioning, and attributing enhanced emotional affect on these cardiovascular decreases. Decrements in the amygdala and in brain functioning were also seen as reasons why emotions should get better with age. Well, now I believe we are entering into a third era of research in social and affective processes, and one that recognizes the strengths of aging, the shifts goal structures, our age-related expertise, but also acknowledging the vulnerabilities that accompany age and which can make life difficult sometimes, the physiological brain-related declines, changes in the environment, be it loss of loved ones, loss of incomes, or societal opinion. So we're acknowledging the strengths and the weaknesses of aging. And in the next 4 talks, we will hear some of the top laboratories in the world that are addressing these questions. In these 4 talks, you will hear the themes about the context of where we are seeing strengths in our emotional processes, where we are identifying and articulating the vulnerabilities, and the context where these are played